What up and welcome to this guide. This guide will mainly be me explaining resources aimed towards newer players who want to get into PU. Instead of actually teaching a lot about the tier itself, with the help of these resources, learning the tier yourself should be a lot easier. All of the resources shown will be linked in the description below. While this is focused on PU, pretty much every other popular tier has similar resources, and all of the things said in this video will apply to those other tiers as well. Before we get started, it'd be greatly appreciated if you liked and subscribed, maybe turn on notifications for more Pokemon Showdown related videos in your feed. Either way, first things first, before you start playing, it's a good idea to have at least a decent understanding of how the meta looks like. Viability rankings are very useful for this. It shows you what currently the best mons in the tier are. It's alphabetically ordered, so Archeops being at the top of the A+ rank doesn't mean it's automatically better than all the other mons in the A+ tier. Another way the viability rankings are very useful is in the form of discussion, because if you go to the more recent posts, you can see people posting about what they think should be higher ranked and what should be low ranked. Now that you know what some of the best mons in the tier are, you might start wondering, what exactly do these mons run? For that, Smogon sample sets are very useful. All you need to do is go to a PS chat room and type Smash Smog Decks, then the name of a Pokemon. I'll use Charizard as an example here. As you can see, the special attacking set is the most common one. It doesn't list every set possible, but just the most common ones. It also gives a short description for every set, and it also says which you can pair alongside it most effectively. Another thing that can help you get a better understanding of what teams are generally going to look like is to look at tournament games. Here I've opened the Smogon Champions League 1 replay thread, and it has 5 PU games every week. So far 4 weeks have happened, and you can just click on a random game to see the replay of it. Here for example is TJ vs Bruno. And it is, however, important to note that in tournaments sometimes players will try to use more niche mons or builds to try and catch your opponents off guard. If you're starting off actually playing, I recommend using one of the sample teams listed in the SSBU resources thread. However, there are only 2, so there's not a lot of room to pick from. And if you don't like either of them, I'll suggest you to go to the SSBU team building lab. However, all of the teams listed at the beginning of the post are outdated, so you're gonna have to go either to the bottom part of page 2 or page 3. Here, there are a lot of more updated teams, and you can pick one of these. When you're playing, the before mentioned SmogDex command is once again gonna help, but this time you can use it to see what sets your opponent is using. However, in lower ladder, you can expect to see a lot of mons and sets that are not going to be on the viability rankings or the SmogDex sets respective. However, you should not pay a lot of attention to what those players are using. Another resource listed in the SSBU resource thread are the speed tiers. Speed tiers can be used when you're making a specific EV spread for a mon, but you're wondering how much speed you should run because you don't want to run max speed. For example, I have a Coil Sandaconda here, you're wondering how much speed should you run on it. So you go down to the speed tiers, it's at 178 uninvested, so you're gonna look at what's nearby. You can see uninvested Sandaconda, gonna go look up which can beat 1v1. At 199, you can see Aggron, which is a mon you can comfortably beat in a 1v1 if you do outspeed. Adamant Aggron is very useful to outspeed because it gives you a one-time switch and it can also friend it with an Earthquake. So if you want to outspeed that, you can go for 200 speed. You scroll up, you can also see 218 is Jolly Aggron, which isn't actually as useful to outspeed, so I'd recommend go just with 200. When you're making a EV spread with the help of speed tiers, it definitely comes down with Jew value, and in this case you want to use some more bulk in my opinion, or you want to use the rest in attack. However, it's not always going to be useful to speed creep something with the help of the speed tier. For example, Gigalith has 86 speed uninvested, and Quagsire has 95 with a minus speed nature. So you could potentially go up to 96 or more to speed creep Quagsire, but that's almost never gonna be useful, so you're better off using some more bulk. In the same thread, there's also the rule compendium, which kinda speaks for itself. When it says check, it means that the mon can generally beat a mon of that typing in a 1v1. If you've been playing for a while and are seeing no improvement, Handling 101 could be something to look at. It's a tutoring program on Smogon where you get assigned a tutor who will try their best to make you improve. But before you apply to that, you've had to play the game at least a little bit, so you know the basics of the game. In this thread, you can sign up for a tutor, though you might have to wait a bit before you get assigned one. At the top of the page, you can get more info about the program, and you can also see a list of the active PU tutors here. To practice, you can play on the ladder, which you can access with the button on the left here. You can also play in room tournaments in the PU. If you want there to be a PU room tournament, you can simply ask one of the mods or room owners there, and they'll probably make one. Both of these things you shouldn't take too seriously, and you should more so focus on improving instead of your results, both on the ladder and in room tournaments. Once you feel like you've gotten at least decent at the tier, I recommend you to sign up for PU circuit tournaments. These are individual tournaments with different formats that have a 60-man playoffs at the end of the year. To easily find the PU tournaments under the Smogon Metagame Circuits page, you can go to Filters, Prefix, click on PU, click on Filter. There are also a few team-based tournaments in PU, like the PU Premier League and the PU World Cup, the latter of which should start about in a month and a half. I'm not exactly sure, but something like that. The PU forum also houses other threads with things like tiering announcements and also discussion. Two places where you can consistently find PU discussions are the PS PU room and the PU Discord. You can get to the PU Discord by checking the room intro in the PU room. See it right here, or you can go to the PU forum and it says it right. In case you have any questions about anything PU related, you can ask down here in the comments, or you can ask me on Discord or on PS. You can also go to the PU Discord or maybe the PU room for any of your questions. That's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the video and that you learned something. Remember to like and subscribe if you did. Peace.